I'm Marcus Coward, and this is Wake Up New Bedford, and I am here with 508 Kenji.
How you doing, man?
I'm great. Kenji, again, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And so, rewinding, we kind of went through the beginning to where you are now, skipping a few key parts. But
Right.
when you were younger, so picture yourself maybe late elementary school, middle school, what did you picture yourself being when you grew up?
I honestly had no idea, but I'm pretty sure I told a few people 3rd to 4th grade that I wanted to be something in a scientific field. I was always into, like, paleontology was huge to me. Like,
Okay.
that was the word I used when I was little. Paleontologist was always my go-to when people asked me what I wanted to be. It was either that or I wanted to be a psychologist. One of the two when I was younger.
Okay. And
so
paleontology is studying...
dinosaurs,
Yeah, I thought
prehistoric
so.
animals,
Yeah,
digging
yeah.
up fossils and just gathering records of things that aren't here anymore, that are extinct. So I always thought that was really cool as a kid. I was a huge dinosaur kid.
So you were a nerd. Okay.
Oh no, no, extreme.
Yeah.
No, when I say it, oh, I mean
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It was
okay.
bad.
No, cool.
But
That's
no,
cool,
yeah,
that's cool. Okay.
yeah, I was that kind.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I knew a bunch of big words and dinosaur names that I don't even know now, and I'm 19.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
but between that and psychology, I was always just interested in people and how they feel and how they think. So not usually what you get when you ask like a 10-year-old, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Sure.
Most people say like fireman. That would have been cool too. But no, I had a lot I guess I wanted to do. But not what I do now. I definitely didn't think I'd do what I do now.
When did that interest kind of switch for you to where you wanted to do something else?
It's funny enough, until I started already doing something else. Like, it never really was in my mind. I didn't wake up one day and say, I want to be a musician. I guess those things didn't go away until I was already doing what I'd be wanting to do without realizing it.
Sure.
Music just sort of happened. And by the time I was into it enough to acknowledge that I was doing it, before I had realized that my other things that I wanted to do, they were gone. And I didn't notice that because I was so used to holding on to them. But music really did happen. I did not wake up one day and say I want to start to make music.
So when did your music journey start?
I had in my house always been influenced by a lot of music. My house has been always very music oriented. At first, I'm like probably top 5 of the biggest fans of Michael Jackson that I've ever lived.
Sure,
so my
sure.
entire life, I was very big on Michael Jackson's music and his style of music. Growing up in my house, I listened to probably more disco than anything actually, which is weird looking at me now.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, even just for your age range is like
Yeah,
kind of random.
so my dad was he's very like all about raising me around old school stuff. So
Sure.
I listened to a lot of Earth, Wind and Fire. I listened
As
to
you should, yeah.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of Tavares.
Yeah.
I'm in New Bedford, so why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But things like that, New Edition and there were a lot of things that just influenced my love for music in general. So when I was little, I used to write disco songs. I didn't know how to sing.
Okay.
I didn't never even practice them. I just wrote them.
Okay.
But one day when I was in 8th grade, there was a talent show coming up. And in the weeks leading up that they announced the talent show, my grandmother, who wasn't my biological grandmother, but she had taken care of me since I was little because she was a very close family friend of my mom. So I called her my grandmother.
Sure.
In the weeks leading up, some artist, I can't even speak English.
No.
In the weeks leading up to the talent show, when they were putting up flyers and everything, she had passed away, and I didn't know what to do. I'd never dealt with loss. I was very young.
Yeah.
At my point in life now, I've dealt with a lot of emotions, but at that time, that was a lot for me
Yeah, you're
as
like
a kid.
11.
Yeah, I was like 11 years old. I didn't know how to handle it, so I knew the talent show was coming up. I knew I wanted to be in it. The original plan was, actually, now I think about it, the original plan was perform Billie Jean by Michael Jackson.
I was
going to do that. But leading up, I thought, you know what, I want to write a song, and I want to tell the crowd that I'm dedicating it to my grandmother.
Wow.
So I wrote a song. It was called Soldiers, and I don't remember a single lyric, but I know it was inspirational. Probably made some people there cry. I don't remember.
Sure.
And I ended up placing like top 3, like second, third in it out of like 30 people, and I was like,
Wow.
I can't be too bad.
Yeah, sure.
It was a middle school talent show. Like, it's not like I was on America's Got Talent, but I was like, I must be pretty good.
Yeah.
So I just kept writing music after that, and eventually I started going to studios. I started writing my own music, and I had no idea I'd get to where I am now already. So it's all a lot. It's very unexpected, but I built a brand around it. I built kind of this franchise around it. I built this artist, this image that came from nothing all of a sudden, and I have a fan base now, which is terrifying. because I was just doing it for this crowd
Yeah.
in 8th grade who nobody knew what I was, and now there's people who actually know who I am.
Yeah.
It scares me so bad.
So, when you were writing, disco music,
Yeah.
and even before this talent show, was that your first try at writing, or did you start with poetry or like journaling, or did you just start with
I believe
songwriting?
here and there, I wrote a few stories when I was little.
Okay.
Probably like books here and there. I used to draw like little comics. I was a huge fan when I was little. I used to love horror movies. I still do. I'm like a horror
Okay.
movie fanatic. So
Sure.
when I was little, I used to write like spin-off things of Friday the 13th and Halloween. And thank God nobody ever found them, but they would have sent me somewhere. Because I was like 11 writing about like
Yeah.
Friday the 13th and slasher films.
Yeah.
But I was into just, I had a flair for the dramatic in general. Anything
Okay.
theater, anything cinematic, I loved. And poetry stuck with me because also at a young age, which is a little different, I was hugely into a couple stories by Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay.
My whole life, I've loved The Telltale Heart and The Raven, have always been huge to me.
Sure.
So I wanted to turn the influence of like dark poetry into something that I could relate to,
Yeah.
like, the rhythmic emotion of like the music I was hearing at home. So eventually the talent show brought me the opportunity, and I'd been raised around a lot of rap too, and I liked to rap. I just didn't know how because I was scared to be myself. But eventually I was like, I'm going to start to write. And I started to write then, and it took me somewhere I never thought it would.
Yeah, those are some really interesting inspirations
Yeah.
to create this, to collaborate, to inspire you into what you are now.
Right.
But as far as for rappers, okay, like what are some of the top inspirations that come off?
The first name will always be Eminem.
Okay.
Always be the first name.
Really?
Like, so Soldiers that I performed at that talent show was like Toy Soldiers.
Yeah, yeah,
By
I got you.
Eminem. It was
Yeah.
that instrumental. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Toy Soldiers.
Got
So.
you.
Eminem's always been one of the biggest inspirations. Later on in my life, Ski Mask Slump
Sure.
God is a huge inspiration to me.
Yeah.
More growing up, the things I was raised around were the Fushnikins, Das Effects, Mobb Deep. I loved 50 Cent growing up. DMX, I love DMX.
Okay.
Things like that, but mostly Eminem. A lot of it came from Eminem, Royce the 5'9", Black Thought,
Yeah.
King Crooked, Joel Ortiz, like things like that, like Slaughterhouse. D12 was
Yeah.
huge for me growing up. So
Okay.
things like that, I really liked people's ability to like create something the way that they did, and I was a fan of battle rap too. I'm a huge battle rap fan, so
Okay.
I've always been into like bars, metaphors. I want to say crazy things,
Sure.
but I want to do it on a beat. So eventually, I went from writing for this one thing to writing for this like goal, this idea that I had, and that just took me to for like years from there. Just always like write. I've written probably a song every single day for the past like, I want to say probably the past like 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, not all of them get finished, and
Yeah.
barely any of them get recorded, but I always have some idea to jot down. If I don't write music, it's like other people with like a cup of coffee. I'm not starting my day until I write at least 2 lines of a song and maybe finish them later. But I've written a song every day for a while now.
And so, random question, as far as for the titles of the songs, does that come after you start writing, or does that kind of come first?
It depends, actually. It depends on if I have a set idea. I'll try to build the song around what I want the title to be. Sometimes I'll write the whole song and think I don't know what I want for a title. Every now and then, I'll go with what's the hook, what's
Sure.
catchy, like the
Yeah.
word that's repeated most.
Yeah.
But I don't like to be as generic with that.
Sure,
I have
yeah.
I have a song called "The Death of a Star."
Okay.
The song's not about space. Not one time do I even say star.
Okay.
No part of the song has anything to do with the
I love
title.
that. Sure.
There's not even a hook. I wrote the whole song and I was like, I don't know what I want to call this. I'm just gonna do it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a bunch of songs where the title is nothing that's in the song.
Sure, yeah.
I have songs with some out there titles. I think titles are important. They're very drawing. That's your hook sentence to what you're writing. So people should see that and be like, that either sounds interesting or disturbing. Either way, as long as I'm drawing some emotion from it, because making music is art, and art is about expression, and expression is about drawing emotion. So if I'm drawing an emotion, I want to do that in everything, down to the instrumental, down to the lyrics, down to the hook, and especially down to the title, because it's what you get at first glance. Even if a song's great, a title can't lack in what the song has either. The same way that food could taste great, fine, whatever, but if it doesn't look good, you're probably not gonna buy it. It could be the best meal on planet Earth, but that's why a lot of high-end restaurants go through a whole bunch to make a little leaf with some sauce on it look like it should cost $60.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about the ingredients or what it is. the eyes taste first, and that goes for music too. When you're scrolling and you're looking for a song, you see an artist, you see a cover art, you see a title. Those things are all important to draw people into a song. Then let the song take the rest of it from there. Then let it take them on that emotional journey, whatever you want to create.
Great answer.
Thanks.
So, where did you get your rap name from?
I didn't make it up. It wasn't me. I had a whole nother name that I can hardly remember, but I called myself something else for years. Don't remember what it was.
Okay.
I had a friend that I went to Vogue with who said he would like help like promote some of my stuff because he was popular and I wasn't. And credit to him because I remember telling him my old name, whatever it was, and he was like, try something different for a little bit, just something catchy. And I was like, okay. He was like, just do 508Kenji. It's where you're from. It's who you are. I was like, okay, fine. I was like, I'll take that. I'll try that for a couple weeks. And if it doesn't work, I'll just change it to something else. And then I was in a studio one day in Fall River, and I finished a song, and I said, I think just at the end for no reason, I said, it's 508, because that was my name at the time. So that was like a mistake probably, because I did that, and that became like my thing. And as much as I wanted to change my name after, I don't mind my name now.
Okay.
But I planned to change it until then. And then since then, it became my whole thing. And then people started to call me 508Kenji, and I was like, it's too late.
Yeah,
I was like, it's too late.
It's
I got
stuck.
it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
stuck
yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's my thing.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it now. Just at the time, it wasn't my choice. I didn't choose the name. It kind
Sure.
of just happened to find me.
Sure.
And I kept it ever since. I'm not big on like artists having numbers in their name, which is hilarious because that's my whole thing.
Yeah.
But I can't change it now. I could. I'm still at a point where I'm not globally famous. I could change it, but now that it represents like the journey up until this point, I don't think I want to change it. I think I'm good around it.
I like it. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Interesting. And so, do you have a favorite song that you've made so far?
Wow. Again, I've been writing a song every day for the past like 5 years. It's hard. Okay. What I've been talking about mostly on Instagram recently, and it's what's built most of my following. I recently just woke up the other day to 5K on Instagram, which is not a lot, but it's a lot.
No, that's kind of a lot.
Compared to what I've like envisioned for myself. And most of that has come from the rollout I've been doing preparing for my album that comes out May 31st.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Oh, right
that's-
on the corner.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
good
Yeah,
job.
yeah, it's coming up. So it took some time. I'm finally ready to put everything in motion. I've been promoting really well, and I have a lot of eyes on me, and it's a perfect time. My favorite song is probably the main song from that album. The album's called Code Black. The main song is called Paint the World Black, and it's probably just my most put together. It's the one I'm most excited to share. There are 15 songs on that album. It's
Okay.
a long album, but
Yeah.
but Paint the World Black is probably the one I want to stand out the most. It's the most well-rounded.
Okay.
I think it's a very good concept. I like the sound. It's very like 2000s rock. I
Sure.
love that song.
Okay. Can you describe the sound you're going for, the genre you would put yourself in, or describe how
I
you got
wish.
to that sound?
I wish I could. If I had to really put it into words, it's expressive. It's a lot of it is dark romantic, like the poetry I used to read. A lot of it is rhythmic, as if it's almost supposed to be pop, like Michael Jackson. A lot of it is aggressive, almost like it's rap, like it's supposed to be Eminem. So it kind of comes from everything, but it's cinematic. It's my love for the flair, for the dramatic in a song. But it also comes from the things that I wanted to like as a kid, but I was scared. So I liked the electric guitars. I liked heavy drums. I liked rock, but nobody would have accepted that at the time. I can box now. I don't care if they like it. So a lot of what
got
I
a
do-
problem?
You got a problem? No. But a lot of the things I do, I started to not only make it my style in the music I created, but the clothes that I wore. I started to look different. I started to feel different, but I felt more free. So I started to make music that was what I really liked. And it's not for everyone. No music is for everyone. I've made rap. I've tried disco. I make what is like a cinematic alternative twist on like early
Yeah.
2000s emo rock. I
Yeah.
try metal. I do whatever. But I guess what brought me to it is just the same way that boxing brought me to be more confident and around people. I guess being comfortable with who I was brought me to create this kind of genre that I never would have saw for myself, because it's the same genre that I would have been scared to be openly a fan of when I was in elementary school. And I feel like this is just kind of my way of saying like it's okay that I was the way that I was. It's okay that people didn't like it. It's kind of my way of not only kind of taking back, but also kind of forgiving. It's kind of just my way of saying, you know what, this is who I am now, and no matter how anyone looks at it, I'm okay with that, and the people that I love are okay with that. So
Sure.
it's my comfort place. I still love rap to death. I'll forever love to write rap. I love rap. I love to make rap. I'm not done putting out rap music. at
Sure.
all. A lot of people think that I am. Like, I've gotten comments on my Instagram. Like, one literally just said, "Bro, you used to be a rapper."
When did I stop?
When did I stop? I was like, Jesus, whoa, like, what happened to Good Morning? But no, like, no, I love all kinds of music. I have a love for every genre of music. Music, in what it is, in just the art of expression, in music is magic. The closest thing to magic. It's insane.
Yeah.
Things don't run the way they do if not for music in some regards. So I figured I'm not going to do it like everybody else. I'm going to take aspects of things that I was influenced by growing up, but I'm not going to do it like anyone else. I don't want me to, like, for myself to make a song and people say, "Oh, you know what, you sound just like." No. I want one day for some kid who's afraid to be themselves, to get out of middle school, start making music, and one day they maybe say, "You sound a lot like 508 Kenji." That's what I want.
Yeah.
So I guess it all just came about with me being myself. When I had to make my own way, I had to make my own craft. Your music is who you are, and you are your craft, you are your art. And my art happens to be a little different. It happens to be unapologetic. It happens to be a change of pace and a breath of fresh air, but so am I.
Yeah.
That's how it works. You are what you create.
Totally agree. Yeah. And so with bringing up your style, with talking about your outfit, but just your general aesthetic, okay?
Right.
Is that sort of costume that goes with your art, or is that something that you just would wear every day?
Yeah, I mean, well, so I wear this to work, and I work at a hot dog stand. So yes
That
and no.
answers that.
Yes
Okay.
and no. But I mean, in a way, it is a costume that comes with the art.
Okay.
But again, my art has become kind of who I am.
Sure.
And not to put it in too much of like a poetic way, but my
Sure.
art has become who I am. I have become my art. I
Yeah.
live my every song. I feel my every project, my every lyric. It's not just, I know a lot of people make music because it's fun. I know everybody in the world says they're going to be the next big artist. I wish them all the best, and it's okay to do it for fun. It is fun. But no, I've made it my life. Like,
Yeah.
this is not a hobby.
Yeah.
This is, I will not sleep until this works. For me, for my artists, my friends that I work with, I want it to work for the people who really care about it. But I've become this art. And when this look became the art and just something that came with it, and then the art became me, in turn, like somewhere around there, the look became who I was. And it is also, going back to how I grew up, it is in a way, in my head, at least for closure, it's a testament to being who I am and not being afraid. Because obviously it's just, it is just a look. It is something that aesthetically hits the eye. But like I said, everything starts with the eyes a lot of the time. And to draw an emotion, some things have to look a certain way. I don't do it because I feel it's going to get me views. I do it because I feel that it finally brings about a sense of who I am. And I was always kind of too scared to. If I was in 5th grade with some of the people in the way they used to talk about me, and I told them, I want to start painting my nails black and wear makeup, they would have been like, leave my lunch table, give me your money, I need an extra chocolate milk. So I would never have done that then. I guess when you start fighting grown men in front of 100 people on a boat, you kind of start to think, I think I'm allowed to paint my nails every now and then. I think I'm allowed.
I'm going to do what I want.
I'm going to do what I want now. But no, it's cool. It's just a testament to being unapologetic and into being yourself. Everyone has their own version of that. Mine happens to just be black clothes, chains, and spikes. That's just my way of doing it.
Cool.
Everyone has theirs. A girl who dresses exactly like Barbie and has a pink, sparkly, glittery dress, she's doing it her way. She doesn't look exactly like I do, but we have the same morality in the sense that we're willing to be ourselves. This just happened to be my way of doing it, and it fit my music, and my music became who I was. So this became who I was, kind of in turn. I kept the same morality, I kept the same moral ground, but the way that I looked kind of changed with my confidence. The more confident I got, I added another thing. Like, one day I was like, you know what, I'm not scared to wear rings anymore. They're not girly, it's okay. And then eventually I was like, eyeliner it is. And I think every step I took into being more confident added something else. And now I finally feel, I don't know, the latest edition is the furry boots, which I still think are so funny.
I love them though.
They're hilarious. I feel like now I'm at a point where I'm sure there'll be other things I change about my style. I don't plan to be wearing makeup when I'm like 35.
Sure.
It's cool right now because it's who I am and it's my confidence right now.
Absolutely.
I feel like right now I have enough pieces put together that for like the first period of my life, I do feel like myself.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. I finally get to be myself, and I'm finally at a point where no one's really telling me that I can't, because they kind of can't tell me that, because one, I'm not gonna apologize. I'm kind of telling you that already.
Yeah.
And two, love thy neighbor, but we can fight about it. So, I mean, I'm confident in that regard.
And you seem comfortable too.
I am.
Like you're not trying to be anything else.
No, I don't.
You're just happy and doing what you want.
I'm okay where I am. I think I spent too long going out of my way to fit in with other people's thing. School was a lot like that, but everyone was. We were all fitting into our style. I'm no different. But that takes a lot out of a person to try to be something every single day. When you finally just find what you want, whether people like it or not, be comfortable with it. Sit back and relax with it and let it become who you are. If I was doing this to put in more of an effort to try to be something else, then there'd be no point in changing at all. I could have just stood who I was and still been confused trying to find my way through life. But I chose to make who I was, stop apologizing for it, and do it regardless. I think that's what everyone should do. I think my ability to love the things around me and the art that I create and the ability to love other people, it comes from that I finally gave myself an outlet to love myself. And you cannot learn to love other things if you can't even get past not knowing who you are. And you can't love yourself if you don't know who you are. I know who I am now. I'm learning to love it. I'm learning to be comfortable. I'm learning to accept, and it's much harder to accept what's within you than it is to accept the things on the outside. And life is about getting through things by accepting things. So if you're gonna start any of that at all, you have to accept yourself. People never accepted me. I started to realize what people think doesn't matter. I had to accept myself. When I had nobody but me, I was the only one left to accept myself. Now, when there are other things I have to accept, it's a little easier, because nothing is harder than accepting who you are. So now when there's other things out there that I have to deal with, it becomes second nature, because it's like, well, I know what it's like to accept now. I know what it's like to adapt. I didn't do things to fit the mold everyone else did. I created my own, and then I fit it. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get what you mean. So, talk to me about making music in New Bedford, okay? Because you've done shows before?
Yes.
Okay, and you've done them outside of the city also?
Yes, I've had most of my shows in Providence. Just the other week, I had 2 shows in one night. We did one in Worcester.
Okay.
We left the Worcester show around like 10:30 or 11, and we went right from Worcester to Somerville up near Boston, and then came back home. Okay. And a can of Monster and a Lunchable were the only things keeping me awake through that ride. It was like 50 minutes in between, so it's a busy schedule. I'm always out, I'm always on stage. It's cool, but I've always performed outside of the city. Yeah.
And so, talk to me, why do you think that is? Like, is it hard to be an emerging artist in New Bedford?
This city, as great as it is not, as far as musical talent, it's not the best gateway for opportunity. It's hard, because everybody, for one reason or another here, they do want to make music. But like I said, a lot of them, they do it because it sounds cool and because it's fun. There's nothing wrong with that. Not everyone has to be great. I know when I started out, I wasn't the best in the world, and even now I'm still learning things about music. You're always a student of the game, but people around here do want to be artists for the sake of being artists. They don't care about being a student of the game. The culture doesn't matter to them. The emotion doesn't matter to them. There's a difference between a rapper or a singer and an artist.
Sure.
I aim to be an artist on a global scale, but not somebody who, just makes music because it's fun. I do it because I love it. It's my life. So it is hard in this city to find the motivation, because the environment, as far as music, isn't the most motivating. So again, I've kind of adjusted in life to, if the environment doesn't work, step outside the environment. So I stepped outside the environment. I've been Providence, Worcester, Somerville, Connecticut. They've been places that there's just been more drive for something different. Also in New Bedford, it's not the easiest place to be an emo rock artist. There's a lot of people who want to make music. None of them want to make the same music I do. So it's kind of hard to kind of move past this crowd when everyone's looking for this specific thing, and none of it is me. So I'm like, people might like it here, some might, some won't, whatever. But I think a lot of this city, as far as music, I think a lot of the music that comes from the city, I actually really enjoy. I think it's good.
Sure.
But I think the problem is everyone is so, and I used to be the exact same way, I used to say it all the time, everyone is so focused on, oh yeah, we're gonna take over the city, we're gonna run the city's gonna know us. I'm not stopping at the city. I'm not trying to extend my reach so that New Bedford hears me. I want New Bedford to hear me first, then I want other cities to hear me. Then I want other states. Then I want other countries. Then I want the continents. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to move up.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of entrapping themselves. They're kind of putting up these walls because that's where they're comfortable. But what sets me apart as an artist is I'm already in life used to not being comfortable. Now that I know how to get comfortable, my comfort zone is not going to be within the four walls of just the city and say, yeah, I've got it and that's enough. It'll never be enough. I'll take the attention of a city. I will influence people's lives. I want to make people's lives better. I want them to feel an emotion from my music like I felt from music growing up. But once I have that for a city, that does not mean it's time to stop. That doesn't mean it's time to rest. Whenever you feel like it's enough, that means do it again. Pretty much is what I've learned both from life and from boxing. It's actually taught me that a lot. When you think you've done enough, no, do more. So I apply it to music, and I don't want to be like what I feel like some people think, not even just in New Bedford, in general. They think, yeah, I want to take this area over and I want them to all know my name, but then once they do that, that's it. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm a hero in my city, but yeah, no, I want to be an influence everywhere. So if my goal isn't just to captivate New Bedford, I can't just stay in or extend my reach only to New Bedford. Sure. I love New Bedford. It'll always be where I'm from, so I'm keeping the 508 in my name. I want everyone to know, but it doesn't stop there. I feel like everyone else stops there. That's what makes it hard to be an artist in New Bedford, is that everyone just wants to be an artist in New Bedford. I just want to be an artist on a global scale. So I can't stop in the city as much as I love it.
And so we have a couple minutes left. And I still want to ask you two more questions, this being the first out of the two. So how big of a part of your music are collaborations?
It's almost the half of it.
Okay.
Is collaborations. I love to make music with others. I have a group of artists that I work with.
Okay.
Do not all make the same kind of music.
Sure.
I have two friends of mine who are from New Bedford, and I have another who lives in Indiana. We are a group of four. My friend from Indiana makes mostly it's almost like a hip hop, like pop. It's really cool, and he does it in his own way. And then I have another friend, an artist that goes by the name of Euphosaur. He's from around here. He makes a soul R&B and this ambient acoustic sound that I've never heard from somebody else, and he does it almost perfectly. Like
Sure.
He executes it and then I have another friend who is also from the city who is very good at this futuristic, almost hyper pop-ish plug sound. And what I value about all of them, not only as my friends but as artists who I work with, is that in their own ways they are all so much like me. They clearly didn't want to fit in with everyone else. They clearly, like me, were forced out of their comfort zone, and they were forced to create their own. That's what draws us together, not only as people but as artists. So it's cool. You have Euphosaur, who makes this like R&B, and you have XO, our friend from Indiana, who makes like this hip hop oriented like pop almost, and then we have Bango, who makes this like hyper pop, like futuristic plug sound, and then me, who makes this dark cinematic rock. It almost sounds like these four people shouldn't know each other. They've never met. They would never make a song together, but we're so much more alike than everyone realizes. And we all make music together in a genre that's almost none of those sounds, but all of them together. And I'm very excited to share that with people too. So my album is what I'm focused on now. The next step after that is to push our group. Like, I am a solo artist. We all have our solo careers. We're very respective in them, but we want for music to work out for us as a group. So after we all establish ourselves as artists, the goal is to push the narrative that we are all coming together for all of this. So it's cool. Collaborations have always been big, but as of recent with my group, we've been a group for a good almost year now, and we're starting to get into the conversation of it's time to start pushing the envelope, see what we can do with our craft.
What's the name of the group?
Our group is VLF. It's Villains Live Forever. The name comes from feeling like when people, I guess like we've been talking about, the way that people make you out to be like you have to be something else, and then when you want to be yourself, you're the bad guy. So the quote that I came up with one day stems from, the full quote is that heroes die with honor and that villains live forever. Anyone who wants to be like everybody else and be their good guy, yeah, you'll go out with a great legacy to all the people that you've lied to. But if we have no choice but to be bad to everyone else and all we're trying to do is be good for ourselves and take care of the people that we love, that legacy doesn't die, even when we do. So to say the heroes die with honor means that to fit the mold is to die with the legacy that you have.
Sure.
And that villains live forever is that when you choose to go against the grain, when you choose to be yourself, if that makes you the villain to everybody else, then fine. But be yourself about it.
Yeah.
be, morally well-rounded, care for other people, care for each other. And if people wouldn't let us care for ourselves, then the four of us are going to care for each other. We know what that's like, and we feel like only we know that. So in our own way, in our craft, and in the way of the family that we've now built, we do aim to show people that, and we aim to inspire other people who feel like they have nothing. Because we know what it's like to feel like we have nothing, and that's what created the something that we have now. So I'm excited to share. As much as I'm so excited to share my solo stuff, I might be a little more excited for the group to get its feet off the ground, because if people are impressed with me, I know they'll be impressed with the other guys. Definitely.
I'm excited to hear what they have
Oh,
after talking to you.
Yeah, if you.
I'm really excited to listen to your album too.
Thank you. Thank
And
you. I
so,
appreciate it.
everyone, this has been 508 Kenji. You've gotten to know him. You've gotten to know a lot that there is to know about him, whether it's him boxing, whether it's him writing disco music, or the challenges that he's had to face as still being so young, but in order to find who he is. So look forward to his album that drops on May 31st.
Yes, sir.
And whatever you're going to be a good one. Thanks again for watching.
Thank you.
Peace.